CJ.
I am CJ.
Got it.
All right, I am CJ. Apparently, we're at Entrepreneur Connect networking event right here in Uptown Charlotte. I'm joined by Mr. Glenn. Glenn is pretty friendly. He has to be because he works in sales.
Correct.
What kind of sales?
So I've been in sales my whole life, and I'm looking to help some people, business-to-business entrepreneurs that want to grow their companies. So I call myself a sales strategist because I really just want to help, if I can, for people that want to grow their companies, but they're not exactly sure how to do it.
Is there a particular industry that you work with?
Business-to-business owners. I was in the healthcare industry, did a startup for 10 years, and then ended up selling the company, got an unexpected offer. So I wrote about that in my book, Ambition Realized, and that's not available on Amazon or anywhere. I just did it for credibility. When I meet someone that might be interested in my services, well, here's what I know, here's what I believe, here's my success system that's worked for me. But I also have taken outside sales position and really grew a territory. So I have a lot of experience, and right now we're looking at be a resource and a help.
Okay, so you say you sold your last business, right?
I did, yes.
Was that a nice, hefty sale? Big?
It was. It was the right time to do it. It was several years ago, but I had young children, and I had put everything into the company, and it was time for a change. I had a great ride.
So with the sales you do now, is that what you do full time, or you work for another company also?
I work for another company, outside sales, but I'm looking to, do my sales growth company, kind of as a side hustle.
Okay. How are you getting out there? How are people finding you?
Just how we found each other tonight. Starting networking. Just finished my website, and so I'm just getting out there now.
So what's the website?
It is ambitionglenn.com.
Okay, Ambition Glenn. So you said you don't sell your book. Is people go to your website, can they find it, or?
They can, and we'll send them a free copy.
Oh, okay. That's cool. So what's the process like with somebody comes to you, they reach out to you, and they say, I need help with sales, I'm trying to grow my business. Mm-hmm. What's next?
The discovery process, I think, CJ, is really important. What's worked for you, what hasn't worked for you. Give us the customer profile. Who is the target? Give us your experience. What's your niche, which I believe in 100%, and then let's go from there and develop a plan that's going to be realistic, that's going to work.
So you said niche. You think every business should have a niche?
1,000,000%, yes, because my business was a small niche in the pharmaceutical industry, and then we were the only ones that provided this information, and we were an event provider, and then it just blew up. So because we were the only ones, and I blasted that all over the place.
Okay. So when it comes to sales, you think people, can it be taught, or is that something you're born with, that ability to sell?
I think it can be taught, but you have to also get uncomfortable, right? Because you're learning new things. It's hard to meet new people. You've got to really embrace the uncomfortable, I think, to be successful with it.
Can an introvert do that?
I think they can.
Would you consider yourself an extrovert or introvert?
Extrovert. Yeah, I like people. I like, just like interacting with people versus just, LinkedIn website or something like that. I think building businesses, this is the key. In-person relationships.
So what's the goal for your business this year?
To serve as a resource and to meet a number of people out there, and then see where it goes.
Okay. Probably gonna be buying a lot of coffees this year, huh?
That's right.
So business doesn't have to be here in Charlotte, right?
No.
Okay. How long have you been here in Charlotte?
About 10 years, actually. I live just outside of Charlotte, and really like the area. And a lot of potential here, and there's a lot of groups here, and really like the people.
Anything you want to get out to the people?
Yeah, I think if you're interested in growing your company, I'd be happy to speak with you and see the direction you're going. And of course, there's no charge for any of that. Just trying to help, serve as a trusted advisor resource. But you do have to really want to grow your company, I think, because for me, business growth, what else is there, right? We don't want to stay where we are. But there's this art and a science, I think, to do it well.
Yeah, it's the lifeblood of every business, right? Sales. You can't have a business. That's something I've struggled with. I've struggled with asking people, asking for the sale. Like, I won't, not following up with people like I should, because I feel like I don't want to be pushy and things like that. Like, but I don't know.
And I think a lot of people struggle with that. But you've done all the work. You want to ask for the order, right? Once you put the time in and you've met them and you've talked with them and so on and so forth, it's almost like your responsibility that's the most important thing, is to ask for the order, right? And it's not about being pushy. I think it's about helping. There's a problem that you see for a client, that there's a need, right? So why not you?
Yeah.
Why not, right? You have nothing to lose. I always look at it like when I meet new people or I'm looking to get a prospect to buy, I have nothing to lose, right? I don't have the business right now anyway. So what's the worst that can happen, right? I'm not going to get the business. Okay, they're going to say no. That's the worst that can happen? That's not that difficult,
Kind of like approaching a girl, like, hey, what's the worst she can say? No.
Yeah.
I get it. Hey, man, it's been a pleasure talking to you, man.
I've enjoyed it, CJ. Thank you so much.